All right, here for the D3 championship here at the Ice Den. Game 2 of 2. Thank you all for tuning in. We got plenty of viewers, and we're going to have a great game coming up. Pinnacle just won the T2 championship. Now they're here to win another one. Dylan Pescatore, James Mackey. James, we had a great game, number 1, and now it's shaping up to be an even better game, number 2.
Yeah, I think the important thing to remember here is that these are still the same Pinnacle Pioneers that we're used to. It's still going to be that fast hockey. They're going to try to control the game. They're going to take advantage of the fact that Campo had the most penalty minutes throughout the season. So it's important for Pinnacle to start hot and fast. And if they do that, there's no way we won't have 2 Pinnacle champions today.
Campo went 14-4-2 in this regular season. So did Pinnacle. However, Campo had the tiebreaker due to goals for, along with goal differential as well. This team can score. They had 95 goals in the regular season. Pinnacle not too far behind. It seems like there's a little bit of a different vibe between the D2 game and this one. Maybe a little bit more high scoring, high action.
Yeah, and a little bit less compact or crowded in the building. It's loosened up a little bit. I'm sure it'll kind of tighten back up when the D2 kids get done celebrating. They'll want to come back in and watch, but the energy in this room is still electric. It's still important that everyone's here to watch their kids or their friends to watch this game. It's still going to be a fun one to watch. I'm very excited to see how it goes. And you ready to call another one?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Goaltending for either side has been great this year. 2 goalies for Campo who are having under 2 goals against. Over on the other side, at the Shane Donrig is the JV championship, so that might be right. We have a fewer people here in the Coyotes rink. But Campo in their whites, Pinnacle is wearing the blues, the navy blues with the red pants.
That is different. Last game they were in whites, so this will be a little weird.
Hoping for the same result, however, in their case. So Campo Verde and the Coyotes going up against the Pinnacle Pioneers in the D3 championship. We're going to get intros, we're going to get anthem, and we'll be right back for puck drop. right back here. 15 minutes on the clock, 3 periods on deck. We will have an ice cut between the second and the third, just as we did in the D2 championship. But Campo Verde, the #1 seed, wearing the whites, Pinnacle wearing the blues. James, you asked me at the end of the D2 celebration, why is Nathan Sabbath wearing a blue jersey? He just played and he wore the white. Well, it's because he's playing again. He's got a back-to-back games, back-to-back championships for Sabbath and, of course, Papadopoulos as well.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
So these two guys just win the D2 championship.
Yeah.
Now they're coming in D3, looking to do the same thing.
And you know what? That success hopefully carries over, and that leadership will carry over too. They did not look tired during the D2 championship game. No one on Pinnacle did, so I expect about the same here in the D3 game.
Goaltending matchups, we got them. Ben Stanger and Connor Wylett, both of them incredible numbers on the year. So let's do it. Coyotes got 5 on, Pinnacle got 5 on with 2 goalies. 15 minutes on the clock and the D3 championship is underway here at the Ice Den in Scottsdale. First one in the zone, Candeloro. Puts his man down and puts the puck in deep. Kept in by Williams. Hawkins goes down on a hit as Papadopoulos gets the first shift. Played one of the last few minutes of the D2 championship. About 30 minutes later, he's playing here in the D3. Dumping attempt called down for an icing as they didn't reach the red. Campo will get the offensive zone draw. James, who are we looking out for here in this Campo Verde squad? We know they can score, but who are the names?
Well, it's a great question to ask. We got Sanders and Skutnik, the Camden and Cody Skutnik. I did not see that there's 2 of them on this team. Both of them have been good producers. Cody had 8 points on the season. Camden had 2, as well as Deegan
Schleiting,
thank you.
We need a pronunciation guy.
He was second in Division III with 22 points on the season in the 19 games that he appeared in for these Campo Coyotes.
Smith enters the zone. His long flow chasing behind him. Ubrig the other way. Not the same Ubrig as D2. This is Connor.
You won't get me this time, Dylan.
Connor, his brother, after Colin netted a hat trick in the D2 championship.
Won the MVP.
And the golden stick. Look at that. Who's going to win it tonight in the D3 game? Kept in by Campo for the moment. Off the stick of Kenny. Now circling the zone is Schleiting. He'll put it even deeper for Smith behind the net. Tried a backhand try, which caught Stanger's eye up top. And it's cleared all the way down for another icing. A good start from Campo.
We've had a lot of this last 2 games. Both of them we were so hyped up for him and so ready for him. And these early stoppages of play just kind of throw it off here.
That's James's call to end icing.
I just say we outlaw it, honestly.
Stanger will cover up this one after it deflected on its way. Just about 90 seconds in. Throughout this year, both teams, they played 4 times. Campo won 3 of them. Some by margins of more than just a couple. Simmons shot blocked. Second try, Stanger with the save. Down deep, carrying it out is Pinnacle, but another clear down. This one will be on net for Wylett. Ruiz touches it on its way. Strick. Selps puts it in deep. Once again, another. The officials' arms are getting tired.
Well, they are the same officials we had last game, and hopefully they have to do a lot less slashing or punching for penalties. So far, I feel like it's so good. If we can get out of the first period without any 2 and 10s, we might be even better.
Here's a story. When it comes to John Rucka, James, if you can believe me, one of the last 2 games, Rucka had a hat trick to start off the game in just 26 seconds. 3 goals. The coach, they started laughing after the first one, saying, go get a second. He did. And then they said, all right, stay out there, go get a third. And he did just that in the first 26 seconds of the game.
Look, I'm a Blackhawks fan, and when the 17 seconds happened, I couldn't believe it. But that sounds blasphemous, Dylan.
I don't tell lies. I don't tell lies. Caudle goes around, now behind Wilette. At the goal line, back to the blue. Shot is gloved by the Campo Verde goaltender.
Saving a beauty.
As he flexes it out.
It would appear this Pinnacle team is a little bit less physical than the D2 Pinnacle team we just saw, Dylan. Less hits so far late.
That first period of the D2 championship was very physical and not in a good way.
Not in a legal way.
Illegal way, we should say. Ubrig off the draw. Sputnik around. Smith helps it out. Here's a 2-on-1 for Campo. Rydell into the zone. He'll shoot, save by staying. A rebound is cleared out by Papadatos. And then he's taken down, penalty on Campo. So from a 2-on-1 and now they're going to the PK.
Look, I wouldn't say that you could have sold that didn't really happen like that, because Kraft did lose his stick. But I mean, I would just play that off like he skated it out of his hands, you know?
So Pinnacle heads to the power play. 11:53 to go in the period. And to the box goes Campo. Kraft heads to the sin bin. And a primary clear by the Coyotes. Here's Papadatos into the zone. Shooting. It goes over the net. Gleason into the corner. Helped along by Smith and cleared down. Campo gets 2 of their forwards off. Here Schleiting on the PK. Can do it all. Into the zone, Papadatos. And now behind the net. Ubrig at the half wall. Clearing attempt blocked down. Palzer. It'll come all the way across to Gleason. And past him, here come Campo the other way. Schleiting with a lot of speed. He'll shoot. It got deflected off Papadatos. Now at the side of the net as they try to take some time off.
Papadatos showing no signs of having just played in the D2 championship game at all. He does not look tired one bit.
Schleiting to Ruiz on the other side. 40 seconds to go on the Pinnacle power play. Simmons will chase this one back and skate with it and loses it in the offensive zone in front. Still loose, a save by Wallet. Fleming couldn't get much on that one. Caudle at the goal line, puts it in front, still loose and out of harm's way and cleared down. It was Fleming one-on-one with Wallet, but he couldn't get much on it.
We saw a lot of that last game, a lot of missed opportunities by Mountain Ridge on one-on-ones. Hopefully not the same story here tonight for the Coyotes.
Campo kills off the power play, but Caudle, backhand tries, save, rebound at the goal line. Diving to make the save was Campo in the whistle. That was John Perry diving at the goal line as Wallet was at the top of his crease.
I say we credit him with the save, not Wallet. That's just me, though.
You see the replay, Perry giving up his body, diving on the line.
Someone's got to do it.
To keep the puck out.
Remember that play if this game goes to overtime. That could be the tide changer for Campo.
Still at the blue, Almodovar sweeps it down deep. Caudle looks to put it in front. He'll carry. Back to 5-on-5 play, as I said. Pinnacle unsuccessful on their first opportunity. Almodovar to the net, saved by Wallet. They come back to Papadatos in the neutral zone. Here's Caudle to Sabbath. Stick goes flying, no call. Williams back and lays a hit. Almodovar puts it right back in deep. Wallet's going to get the cover. No
Surprised
whistle.
there was no call on that.
Wanted to keep play going. Almodovar with a big hit. And gives one back and selps to Rucka. Pinnacle clears it out to neutral ice. Reaching for it was Candeloro. He takes a spill in the offensive zone. Snyder looks to put it in. This one's offside. Is the call.
The officials passed around Sabbath's stick there for a second, and it looked like at one point Pinnacle might have thought the linesman was his teammate. Would have been funny to see him play the puck, I'll tell you that, Dylan.
I don't know if the stripes look anything like the navy blue that Pinnacle wears, but to each his own. Skutnik back, puts it in front looking for Snyder. Couldn't find him. Pinnacle comes the other way. Landsteiner lost it. A clean ice sheet. A few spills. Gleason looked to center. Snyder picked it off. And the clear down goes for an icing. So a slow first period to come. But Connor Ouellet, he likes to play at the top of his crease, which could bring a few problems.
Yeah, that kick save he had off his pad, if it was just a little bit more to the right, it was in the back of the net. He's got to be careful with those saves.
Look at him now, way out of the blue. And now goes back into it. Shot from the blue, stopped on the way and cleared out. Could be a breakaway for Smith if he chases up to it. Good defense by Pinnacle. Now Rydell puts it on net, saved by Stenger.
And while that looks like Carey Price at the outside of his crease like that, waiting for the puck, it's kind of cool to see.
It was Sitrick getting back on that one-on-one with Smith, forcing the play to the outside.
A lot of quick movement on the puck here in the D3 championship game. Not something we saw in the D2 game, but zone time also not very well accounted for here in this one either.
Simmons puts it deep for Rydell. Taken off his stick. And Caudle will clear it all the way down. Will it make it to the red? It does. Icing once again.
Dylan, if there's another icing, I may have to retire.
Retire? You just got started.
That's what I'm saying.
Sliding Ruiz, the forward unit. Campo has to come out and come back in on the delayed offside.
Close keep there at the blue line, just a touch late.
Fanned on, but getting it right back is Perry into the zone, but offside as Sliding was too quick.
It would appear John Perry can do it all. Stop the puck, clear the puck, pass the puck, and skate with the puck. I'm hoping he shoots the puck soon. It'd be nice to see that.
A few shots are needed. The draw in the neutral zone. 6:45 to go in the first. It goes behind Stenger. Sliding with speed, the first one to the puck. Trying to stop it at the blue is Skutnik. Sabbath will break it out. Along the half wall with Leo with him. Taking off the puck. Kept in by Bear. Shackert lays a hit. Bear to Sabbath. He's laid out. Sabbath gets it in deeper. Another turnover by Campo, but they get it right back. It's Sliding with a lot of speed. Sliding into the zone in the backhand, sliding! Saved by Stanger. He stayed right with him. Sliding gets it right back. It goes into an open corner. Skutnik takes the shot, saved by Stanger with the shoulder. Campo getting a little bit of offensive zone time now. Caudle with a nice move. He'll let his man, Fleming, couldn't get a shot away. Papadatos carries for the Pioneers. Almost a too many men call. Off the glass but not out. Rucka battling with Fleming. He takes a big hit in the corner. Caught up in the skates of Gleason, back to the blue. Papadatos shoots, saved by Wylett, rebound. He got that one too. A little bit more flow now, James.
We're seeing a lot of shots on net. This is good. We like offense around these parts. Last scoring games, we expected one in the D2 championship between Braden Babcock and Chardo. We didn't get one. Let's hope we get it here.
It was a journey to get the puck on net in the D2 game. Here, not so much. Ubrig looked to put it through his legs. Here's Kraft the other way to Smith. Smith around to D. Tries to put it in front at the side of the net, still with it. A lot of sticks in one area. Gleason's clearing attempt. And Pinnacle will clear it down. Landsteiner, but Ubrig couldn't keep it in at the blue, offside. 4:16 to go in period one.
Pointed out Wylett. He is again between the circles for a draw that was on the other side of the blue line.
He likes to play at the top of that crease. That's his thing. Rydell to Smith. Couldn't get past any defenders and taken off his stick. Ubrig passed it right to Perry. As it goes out of play. The whistles are getting used a lot here in the first.
A lot less than they were in the D2 game, however.
Hard to beat. Hard to beat. Snyder wins the draw back, but to an open corner. Skutnik clears it to Palzer. Taken by Snyder into the offensive zone. Being held, being whacked at. In deeper, here's Sliding. Pokes it forward. It pops out to the Pioneers who clear. Here comes Savith. Into the offensive zone, shot saved by Wylett.
Savith looking for his second goal of the night. First of the D3 game, he scored what is able to be marked as the game-winning goal in the D2 championship for the Pinnacle Pioneers. Not there. Wylett makes another routine save. Looks special with the glove save and a beauty.
Caudle on the draw, wins it back to Bear. Now Almodovar. All the way across. Shot to the side of the net. And now in the corner. Shacker lays a big hit. Sliding pokes at it. And now we'll skate with it. Sliding and Rydell. Sliding to Ruiz, who shoots and it goes wide. He gets taken out in the corner. Caudle goes to Fleming. He gets laid out in his own zone. It goes into the corner. This will be an icing. 2:36 to go in the first. You can tell Deacon Sliding is a game changer.
there's been a lot of his name called, and we're about a period through the game. So I feel like you've called his name more than you've called anyone else tonight, Dylan. And it is still early.
Rucka wins the draw, looking for Hawkins. Campo, no D2 team this year, so this is their second team. They have the D1 team, and then they have the D3 team. Rucka into the zone, but it's a late offside. He'll have to retouch as Pinnacle has some time to break out. Papadopoulos passes all three lines. Drop pass for Landsteiner, but it goes behind her. Gleason fires one toward the net, blocked by Rucka. And cleared out. Into the final 2 minutes of the first. Landsteiner with a backhand. Gleason. Still loose, picked up. Into the circle, it's Kenny. And here comes Kenny to the red line. Now the blue, he'll shoot. It goes over the glove of Stenger. It missed by inches.
That was a wicked shot, Dylan.
From the blue, and it hit the glass with a pretty good whack. Papadopoulos finds himself out of trouble to Landsteiner, who tried to get it down looking for a change. Turned over. Ubri at the top of the circle. Drop pass. It comes in front. And Leo's shot was saved by Ouellette. Chasing after it. Candeloro. He went past but forgot the puck to come with him. Simmons to Rydell, who gets laid out by Seltz. Smith, nice move, and he got taken off his stick at the last minute. Caught up in the boards, under 40 seconds to go in the period. Past Leo, icing the call once again.
It's something we've seen so far a lot in the first period. What head coach Mike Rydell for Campo said, they're a very offensive team. They've had a lot of time in the offensive zone. A lot of good shots, just barely off the mark. Stenger standing tall in his crease, not letting Campo get anything.
Stenger a little bit of a shorter stature. Campo, as we saw from Candeloro, shooting high.
Yeah, and that's hard to stop when you're a little guy, but he got his glove up there and almost made the save.
Simmons, under 25 to go. Backhands it, almost picked off. Here's Rydell. Tried to get past one, got laid into the boards. Caudle turns it over with 8. Bear will carry it with 2. And that'll do it before we get another icing. Scoreless first period here in the D3 championship game.
A little bit different pace than what we saw in the D2 game for sure, Dylan.
More shots on net, more great goaltending, maybe some less defending.
Less penalties too. It's definitely been a very whistle-filled period, but a lot of icing called this period, Dylan. A lot of icing. I would like to note how funny it is that the Pioneers' backup goalie, Jude Flores, is doing backward skating circles just around the team's huddle on the bench. It's
getting ready.
Kind of funny.
Staying ready.
Watch. You never know, right?
Staying ready. So no ice cut between the first and the second, but we will have one between the second and the third. Sadly, James, this will be our last AHSHA stream for this year.
The 2022-23 season was one that was very eventful. We saw a lot of good hockey. The number one thing, I think we can count that to the Desert Vista comeback against Notre Dame Prep in the Division I hockey game. Division II's title, Pinnacle puts up 5 on Braden Babcock. It's just crazy to think that this is the end of the season, Dylan. But you know what? Next year is a new year.
And even better for more teams to come back and use that adversity to put together another great season.
And maybe, just maybe, new champion.
You never know, but we got to name one first.
I don't think anybody saw Desert Vista winning the D1 title, but again, anything can happen in these games.
As we see right here, the number 1 and number 2 seeds in the D3 championship. Caught up in skates, Rucka puts it on net, still loose, and Stanger had some trouble with that one, but finally got his glove on it.
And I was going to report on the little scuffle we had in front net between Almodovar and a Campo Verde Coyote, but they were just giving each other a friendly little hug, Dylan. That's the kind of love we need in this game sometimes.
Absolutely. Especially in a championship when you don't want to take a penalty.
Totally. And it looked like the refs kind of picked up pace to skate over there and break it up, and then they just kind of realized what was going on. So
Hawkins behind the net. It comes to Rucka, who shoots, saved by Stanger. Back at the blue. Skutnik down deep, looking to put it back in front, but off the stick of Rucka. Williams keeps it in. Caudle blocks his shot. Breakaway pass, looking for Fleming, but a good stick by Skutnik to stop that. Rucka the other way, but offside is the call. Candeloro was a little bit too fast.
Yeah, Rucka on fire into the zone, looking for goal number 4 in these playoffs. Currently sitting with 3, first in D3 and first on the team. Finished 9th in the D3 standings, again across 19 games with 17 points. Really good shot on Stanger there not too long ago, but it just did not go, and he's hungry for another one for these Campo Verde Coyotes.
Kenny, as Campo wins the draw, and Cody Skutnik puts it in deep. Obrig will skate it out with the help of Landsteiner into the zone. Shoots, and it goes above the net. A deflected shot. Big clearing attempt kept in for the moment, but here comes Campo the other way, a 2-on-1. Kraft into the zone on the backhand. Put it in front, what a save!
What a save!
Smith to Kenny, who shoots, blocked. Another try by Rydell, got blocked. Still loose in the blue. Stanger will get the whistle, but wow! We're gonna show you guys the replay. Stanger got across and made one of the best saves you'll see. A wide open Campo Verde forward in front, and Stanger got across.
Not again making any jokes about height, but Stanger standing tall in the crease. Not giving Campo anything, keeping Pinnacle in this game, Dylan.
Sliding loses the draw. We talked about Perry. John Perry getting in front at the goal line to stop a puck that was dashing towards the line. Now you have the Pinnacle side of it. It's Stanger making one of the best saves we'll see.
Speaking of Perry, fast after the puck into the zone there.
And another icing. About 2 minutes gone here in the second.
I'm not a man of superstition, Dylan, but knock on wood, there have been no penalties.
That's something interesting because we talked about it. Campo came in with the most in D3. This team doesn't seem like one that's taken a lot of penalties. They've really tightened it down so far.
Campo looking like they deserve to be here, playing like they want to win it all.
Kraft, pinned to the boards. Schleiting picks it up at the top of the zone. Dash 1, dash 2. Still with it. 3 Pinnacle Pioneers chasing after Schleiting. We have our first penalty, so jinx on us. There was some tussling in the slot.
I'm never talking ever again.
Let's see who they got. It'll be against Pinnacle for a cross check. They're going to get Alex Selpst to the box. Campo goes to the power play for the first time tonight.
And this is where we're going to see Campo's offensive zone time come into effect as very deadly for the Coyotes.
Kept in by Schleiting. A fresh 2 on the board. Fleming will clear it all the way down. Pinnacle had a power play early in the first period. However, was unsuccessful. This is Campo's first.
Oh, that was a penalty. Darn it.
You forget it because we had so many in the first period of the D2 game.
Hard to remember what's what anymore. It blends together.
Good pressure here by Caudle, forcing a tough breakout for Campo. Simmons into the zone. Simmons cutting to the net. His shot saved by Stanger. Almodovar caught up with Shacker. Still in that corner. 60 seconds gone on the power play. Perry shoots, it goes wide. Simmons at the other blue line. Shacker looked to go back to Perry, but a clear by Fleming. Pinnacle in a change in the period of a long change. Simmons pass 2 into the zone. Simmons tried to bring it with him, but taken off his stick by Almodovar and cleared. Looking for Leo. Leo stops, looked to put one on net. Wilet's going to get the whistle. 22 seconds to go on the Campo power play. They've had the puck in the offensive zone. They haven't been able to set up.
Yeah, Campo Verde's offensive zone time, again, coming into effect here in this period, but Pinnacle clearing it when it mattered the most. It's crazy.
Alex Selps comes out of the box in 22 seconds. Campo wins the draw. It's Austin Williams behind the net. His pass doesn't connect. Pinnacle almost turns it over. Sabbath picks up the loose puck. Papadopoulos stepped up. Selps comes out of the box as bodies went flying. Rucka. Hands off to Candeloro, gets it back. Rucka into the zone. He skated it, but the puck didn't with him. The other way comes Pinnacle. Leo. All the way across. Sabbath shoots. Blocked. Back in the blue. Another shot loose in this blue and cleared out of the way.
And Walnut's defenseman saved him again on a loose puck that he was out of position on. Just getting lucky there.
Rucka picks up the loose puck again. Hits his man, but offside. Sliding was in just too quick. It was close.
Sliding fast on the break, wants to score, wants to get a goal on the board. Costs his team a very good rush.
They're going to bring the faceoff back to center ice. Back is Kenny, the assistant captain. To Snyder, nice pass to Machovsky. Into the zone. Will stop on a dime, look for a passing partner. Gets it back. Machovsky, nice move, he shoots. Glove save by Stanger, wow.
Crack through traffic, Stanger, glove save. Just sees the puck the entire way off the stick from the blue line. Watches it into his glove, makes a good grab on it to keep Pinnacle in the game and keep Campo out of it.
9:33 in the second. Schneider off the draw. Wachowski puts it in front. Still loose at the side of the net and now behind. Schneider is open in front. Wachowski's looking to get it to him. Schneider backhand pass in front in the blue and cleared out.
I am not sure who played that puck in front of the net between their legs, but good opportunity right there, not able to be capitalized on. Pinnacle's defense standing tall in this game.
James, my favorite thing as we watch the replay, right through the blue paint, but no Campo sticks to get on it. My favorite thing is every time the puck gets in any sort of danger area, this Campo Verde fan base goes, what? they gasp for breath. And you can see it, Rydell in front, wraparound chance, but he couldn't finish the job. Another shot in front, still loose. Stanger down, and Papadopoulos clears it out.
Excuse the funny joke here, but Stanger.
Rydell the other way, shoots, blocker saved by Stanger. and Papadopoulos clears it out.
Some of Stanger's movement looked like an AHSHA goalie on NHL. It's kind of funny to watch, but he's all over the puck.
Caudle, the net, his backhand goes wide. At the blue, Papadopoulos doesn't hit the netting. It stays in play.
Looked like it did. I'm surprised.
Rydell will shoot, saved by Stanger. He gets a rebound. He scores! The second chance opportunity, and Parker Rydell capitalizes to give Campo the 1-0 lead.
And he put the puck in and then fell into the boards in the corner, but man, did he look graceful.
Rydell with 7 goals in the regular season, and now the opener in the championship game. Big hit on Papadopoulos from Ruiz, as this one's called icing once more. So Rydell gets the goal and gets the atmosphere going as the donuts come off the board. One at least. Shacker keeps it down deep. Ruiz tried to put it on the side of the net. Stanger with a good stick. Pinnacle around. Williams will chase. Icing waved off. Ruiz with a good pass, but he couldn't connect. Almodovar to Papadopoulos. Oubre gets into the zone. Papadopoulos will float this one in on Willette's pad. A nice move by Williams, 2 nice moves. Turned it over to Oubre. Oubre, backhand, still with it. He put it over the net off a stick. Connor Oubre had 20 goals this year, leading the league by a long shot, and leading his team as well.
And he was looking for another chance there. He just could not get it. Just sent it too high. Connor Oubre on the roster for the Division II team for the Pioneers. However, his brother won the MVP one more time, just to remind you, with a hat trick in the Division II title game, Dylan.
Kicking it forward was Palzer. Delayed offside the call. The clearing attempt stops all the ruckus. Citric. One try, no. Second try gets it in deep. Candeloro can't get it out. Kept in by Pinnacle. Gleason to Sabbath. Still back to Gleason. He just put it wide. Rolling on the skate of Willette. And that's an extra cross check, and that's a penalty on Pinnacle. Gleason is going to head to the box. The defender was on all fours, and he gave an extra cross check. That's what did it.
Much like Trevor Zegras to Troy Stetcher. And the Campo Verde fans letting Gleason have it.
So Campo goes to the power play for the second time tonight. 0 for 1 so far. We'll start with Rucka taking the draw. He wins it back, but picked off and cleared by Selbst. Simmons with a nice move to cut back. 6:10 to go, a full 1:40 on the power play clock. Simmons into the zone, he'll circle. Back in front, oh, what a save! Stanger on Rucka. Complete robbery.
Stanger does it again. Comes across the crease on a puck that should have went in the net. Makes a huge save for Pinnacle.
Caudle picks it up. Caudle, he put it wide. Short-handed was Dane Caudle. Couldn't finish the job. Here's Perry to the neutral zone. Candeloro, 55 to go in the power play. Picked off at the goal line, cutting in front. And the net comes off. The puck stays out as Fleming was heading toward the net.
And let's talk about the elephant in the room. That's not really an elephant. Stanger making save after save for these Pinnacle Pioneers.
He doesn't have those.
Be about 7-0 right now.
I was about to say, without those two big ones, along with some other ones, it could be a completely different game. He's keeping his Pinnacle Pioneer squad within one. Smith turns with it and burns. Takes the big hit from Fleming in the neutral zone.
Huge open ice hit for Fleming. Just mashes Smith into the ice.
Skutnik lays another hit. Rydell puts it in front. Back door looking for Smith. But a good stick from Almodovar. Now at the side of the net, another save from Stanger. And then he moves Rydell out of his crease.
Stanger makes a big save on a puck that no one knew where it was and then stood up and told Rydell he didn't like it. He completely lost it. He's sitting in a crouched catcher-like position. No idea where the puck is. The whistle sounds. Stanger might have just gotten lucky.
4-4-1 to go in the 16 seconds more of power play time for Campo Verde. Won by Pinnacle and cleared all the way down.
If you'll pardon the dad pun, Stanger might have just been the beneficiary of that early whistle.
Turned over to Pinnacle. James giving us his jokes today. Williams gets it out. Kraft picks it up. Out of the box is Gleason. We're back to 5-on-5. 0 for 2 on the power play is Campo. Right down in front. Looking for Kraft.
Another close in front net chance we've seen not go the way of the team with the opportunity today, Dylan. It's not been a good day.
7th in front, they score! Uber follows his brother, and it's 1-1.
Right as I was mentioning that the in-front chances have not been friendly to the opportunists today, Ubering makes me eat my words. A beautiful pass to the front of the crease, and Wallet cannot get a save on it.
4 goals on the day for the Ubering brothers.
5 points.
And 5 points. And we still got a long way to go. 1-1. The score as Pinnacle ties us up. Sliding. Lays it ahead for Rydell. Check that Ruiz. A let's go Campo chance starting to break out. Sliding puts it in deeper. They killed the penalty and then they went to work with Sabbath in front. So loose. A save by Stanger. Cleared out by Fleming.
Captain Nicholas Bear makes a diving clear to Fleming on his back.
The speed picking up now. Past Papadatos, it goes into the benches. We talked about it ad nauseum, but Stanger's saves set up that chance for Pinnacle.
Bear is clear again from his side and back, just backhanding the puck out of the zone to Fleming. It's huge for Pinnacle today, a whole team effort. to win this one for the Pioneers. Anything D2 can do, D3 might be able to do better, Dylan.
They've been playing more of a team defensive effort, which is hard to say because of how good that D2 defense was.
And we talked about it last game. It's all about that family at Pinnacle mentality that they carry, the pride they have to wear the Pinnacle colors.
Simmons picks it up to Schleiting. Schleiting loses the puck as he came into the zone. Under 3 to go in the second. Selps gets it past Perry. Sticks banging it against each other. Gleason. Wilett is playing a real good amount out of his crease. I'm not sure if that's where he's comfortable or...
Doing it once again here, Dylan. Just waiting for them to come into him.
Shot save by Wilett.
I've never been made to eat my words so fast, but Wilett has made me do it a lot tonight. Again, Wilett from outside his crease backs up into the puck and just watches it all the way into his glove. Both goalies keeping their teams tight in this one, Dylan.
Skutnik along the half wall. Ubrig gets it on the forecheck. Kept it at the blue. Papadopoulos lets it fly. Save rebound. Loose in the blue. It's still a scrum. And Wilett covers. A chance for Pinnacle to go up.
And Wilett again gets another secondary save from one of his players. This time it was Austin Williams. Just kicks the puck into Willett's pads and helps him trap it. What a save by, I wouldn't even say Wilett, what a save by the Campo Verde Coyotes.
They play a goaltending defense and then they play their defenders getting in the crease. Williams around. Brenner looks to get it in deep, and he does.
It's funny you mentioned everyone does everything. Head coach Mike Rydell made sure to let us know, quite literally, the defense is trusted.
In front looking for Ubrig.
And everyone does do everything, though.
Yeah, John Perry playing goaltender to start this one. Candeloro takes a big hit and the stick goes flying. Almodovar.
Shield your eyes here for a second. Candeloro just takes an awkward hit for Almodovar. Almodovar will go to the box. Candeloro's helmet flies off. Hands hit the board. It looked like he might have a hand injury here.
We're going to see what they want to call this one. 1:26 to go in the second.
It'll be hitting to the head, I'm sure. It looked like it was an accidental target on the head. Mind you, never safe to have a head target at all, but again, one more time, just he did hit his wrist, and the helmet coming off is a secondary factor. Candeloro gets up here with a little bit of help. He'll skate off on his own. Glove over the face. He'll walk back to the dressing room.
And we'll see what the call is here. James, we need your lip reading strategies again.
Oh, here we go. I'm assuming they're talking about what they want to do for dinner. Let's see. Two and 10 for charging is the call.
So Almodovar won't be able to play again till 10 and 2, that's 12 minutes. I'm not a math guy, James, but that's not until 4 or 5 minutes to go in the third. So 2-minute power play for Campo. This will be their third opportunity.
Dylan, my lip reading skills are amazing, I know.
2 for 2 so far in the day, James.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So if Campo doesn't score on this power play, time will run over to the third. Some clock problems here. Making sure everything's set. Not sure what the discussion is here. Pinnacle has 4 on, Campo has 5, and I think we're ready to go. Pretty odd. Rydell taking the draw for the Coyotes. Tied up, and it comes all the way back to the neutral zone. Kenny across, tried to get it back to Smith. Kenny puts it in deep. Smith gets the puck, but second. Skutnik caught up with Fleming with under a minute to go. Slapped on in. Campo with 45. Here we go, Alex Kenny. Into the zone, shot saved by Stenger with the glove.
Stenger looking like Chardol with the glove, sorry. Chardol made a lot of really good glove saves in the Division II championship game, yeah.
And Stenger's taking some notes, I guess. 1:09 on the power play clock. 35 on the second period clock. Rydell back, Smith shoots, save, goal! It goes in! Smith, a power play goal for Campo. I thought Stenger had that one. It went short side and found just the smallest of paths.
And Smith gets a goal off the draw.
So the power play is successful for Campo on their third try. It's Aiden Smith to put them in front here late in the second period. Here's Smith again. That's taken down in the corner. Rydell in front, and a nice save by Stenger. Stays low and goes side to side.
Stenger again keeping Pinnacle close in this game.
Kraft with 10. They'll put it around with 5. And that'll take us to the end of the second. 2-1 Campo. In a 3-goal second period, we're going to have an ice cut and then a full third as well. But James, that was a big goal.
Yeah, Campo's been searching for that one for a while. And again, Stenger and Wallet just keeping both of their teams in this game today. It's been crazy to see. Almodovar are now talking to the ref after the hit on Candeloro. We'll try to get an update on him. Hope he's all right. But we saw a hit like that on Shipley in the D2 game. Shipley was able to come back, and hopefully Candelora's all right.
I want to thank our viewers, of course. T3 Championship, James Mackey, Dylan Pescator. We'll be back in about 10 minutes or so for period number 3. We're going to have an ice cut, and we're going to fresh ice for period, the final period of the season, unless we go to the dreaded OT.
The final regulation period of the year.
Final regulation period, that's right. All right, well, we'll sign off. We'll be back here in about 10 minutes for period number 3.
did. But I don't know what the score was.
3-1. 3-1 over Flagstaff.
Bad night for Flagstaff, huh? So I'm all the way down here to St. Louis.
Brutal. That and if Tucson was here too. All right. That was a big goal for Campo. I'm ready. All right back here at the ice stand for period number 3, Dylan Pescatore, James Mackey, and Aiden Smith right now with the tiebreaker. That was a big goal in the final minute of the second.
Yeah, Aiden Smith had the goal out that draw at the late time, but we got to remember this has been the goaltender battle we thought D2 was going to be. Wallette and Stanger both playing on top of their heads. Smaller goalies making big saves across the crease. When you look at this game, Dylan, don't forget who kept these teams in this game.
Perry for Campo and their defense playing in the crease. And then, of course, Stanger for Pinnacle has been incredible.
Just all together, it's going to be a good rest of the period. We got 15 minutes of regulation left in the 2022-23 season. Dylan, what are you looking forward to in this period of play?
I'm looking forward to some more great goaltending. But number one, we want to give a shout out to Desert Vista, winning another championship. Look at them.
On the year.
The Junior Varsity Championship for DV. They won 3-1 over Flagstaff tonight. Big congrats to them. We were sad that we couldn't do that game, but all the love to them and that program.
Congratulations to the Desert Vista Thunder. Maybe we crown another double champion here tonight.
You never know. Look at that. Icing, of course, as we start the third. That's what's been the trend tonight here in the D3 game.
I would never actually retire. That was a funny joke, so they can stop calling icing.
I don't know, James. They were calling for your retirement, calling for you to hang up the skates.
I don't know who these refs are, but I want to talk to their supervisor.
Is the number going up in the rafters? That's the question. Williams puts it in deep. Pinnacle's chasing one here in the final 15. Picked up by Hawkins, across, and the shot's blocked. The stick goes flying.
Attribute that back to Flood's stick. Not Flood, but Flood's stick. That was a secondary of that block.
Wallette almost got lost with the puck. Here comes Simmons. 2-on-1 for Campo. Simmons across, and it got blocked on the way. Hagen's at the side of the net. Stanger, it's in! It's in! Campo goes up 3-1.
Stanger loses sight of the puck, things is under him, it sneaks through him into the back of the net. The referee in position right there just to wave it in. Stanger cannot believe that puck ended up in the net somehow. 3-1 Campo Verde now, Dylan.
A mistake by Stanger at the side of the net. A huge one at that. Rydell in front, and Ubrig will skate out with it. It was tough to get one for Pinnacle, and now they're going to need two in the final 15, or should I say 13, of what we have left.
We would like to report that Candeloro is walking back to the bench. It looks like he has been de-padded, and he has his arm casted / in a sling.
Good that he can come back to the bench and cheer on his teammates.
He does still have his pads on correction, however, we hope he is okay. Almodovar out after the 2-10. I don't actually believe they gave him a 2-10, Dylan. I might have been incorrect.
Only a 2-minute call on that?
Only 2 minutes.
An interesting decision by the referees. I'm not sure if I agree with it, but they see it much clearer than we do.
And I'm not trying to attribute anything to the hit. Obviously, it was a dangerous hit, but Candeloro might have just fallen very awkwardly.
Absolutely right. Gleason on the draw with Sabbath behind him. He gets it to him. Sabbath shooting. We have a penalty. Before it's going against Pinnacle.
Nathan Sabbath looking for his second on the night. Again, yet to score in this game. And off goes Palzer. I believe this is his second time in the box tonight.
Campo Verde is 1 for 3 on the power play. And now they're a fourth chance.
In crunch time, nonetheless, you put up a fourth goal here. You have a totally different Pinnacle game on your hands.
Yeah, this could be a dagger for Campo.
We have yet to see Pinnacle play from behind.
Papadatos lays a hit behind the net. Now Schleiting. Back at the blue. Ruiz. And a save by Stenger. That's Ruiz.
Swallows that up in his stomach. Saw it all the way through. Glove with the assist into the gut, but it doesn't matter. Ruiz just did not shoot it well enough. Through the Pinnacle defenseman. Stenger's all over.
Almodovar has to get off. As Pinnacle had too many. Schleiting at the circle. Just 15 gone in the power play. Williams puts one in front and cleared away and past Perry. Picking it up shorthanded is Fleming. Fleming to the net. His shot goes above and off the glass. Skating to it, Schleiting. First one there, beating Citric to the puck. Turnover to Ruiz. Goes all the way across, kept in. At the blue, Kenny. Hangens takes a big hit. Caudle taking off his stick. Schleiting will go right back in. Schleiting turns with it, puts it in front, looking for the tip from Schackert. And cleared down. 1:15 gone in the power play.
Pinnacle able to get another key clear here for keeping themselves in this game. Not letting Campo control the offensive zone like we know they like to, Dylan.
It's been all Campo. Here's looking Rucka, but his shot was blocked into the netting.
Campo comes back the other way on the quick transition. Puck played across off of a Pinnacle defenseman onto Rucka's stick, and Rucka's shot just tipped away.
Skutnik got the blue after Rucka won the draw. In front, looking for the tip. And Pinnacle will clear it out. Williams is back. Takes it away and clears it down. Icing is going to be the call. It's 9 seconds until Palzer comes out of the box.
And Pinnacle with a real ability to keep themselves alive in this game right here. Win the draw, control the zone for 9 seconds. Palzer comes out. You have an opportunity going to only be down by 1 at the end of this penalty kill here.
Rucka gets it back, but Brenner makes a nice play to keep it in. Sabbath into the zone. Pounded, saved by Ouellet as a surprise shot came in on his pad. Back to even strength. Campo power play moves to 1 for 4. Nice pass to Rucka on the backhand. He'll stop, throw it in front, got it back, and they put it off the side of the net. We're going to get a penalty for interference. Let's see what they got. It's against Pinnacle again. Sabbath is heading to the box. James, we came into this game, it was all about Campo takes all the penalties. They've taken 1, Pinnacle has taken 5.
Yeah, Campo really turned it around. They're now an offensive team, obviously controlling again the zone time and just putting Pinnacle in their place.
Off the draw, Snyder, a key opportunity for Campo to put this game away. Schleiting in the circle. Puts it in front, still loose, and it's in! Snyder with number 4! Max Schneider puts in the loose puck and puts up Campo 4-1 on the power play.
Good little chip over Stanger. Stanger wasn't ready for it.
And now a timeout taken by Pinnacle.
Yeah, this is your chance to regroup here. You got 10 minutes left in the frame. You're only down, I say only very lightly, you're only down by 3 goals. This is an opportunity to get your team back in it. It looks like they came out of that break in the locker room slower than they went into it, Dylan.
And the penalties were going to catch up to them.
And for sure, I mean, it's the same kind of thing we went through when we were looking at the D2 game. Mountain Ridge shot themselves in the foot almost literally with penalties. And there, again, is another perfect example. Not a penalty that needs to be taken there by Nathan Sabbath, and it ends up costing the Pioneers on the goal, on the scoreboard.
So 10:41 to go. Campo's up 4-1 after Max Schneider potted the power play goal.
And I'll tell you what, we talked about before the game, the building, this rink was kind of empty starting this game. The Campo Verde fans have made it sound like there's a lot of people here.
Papadato's back. Pinnacle now chasing 3. Bear. Picked off by Smith. Gives it right back. Bear into the corner. Pinned by Skutnik. And breaking out is Campo again. Thurian. Taken away by Fleming. Fleming tried to put it in front off his skate. Got it back. Caught over the backhand. Got laid out. And a penalty to come. Everyone gets up all right. But this will be a penalty against Campo Verde.
And Fleming, Bear, and Calding have all been single-handedly, have all been kind of single-handedly responsible for keeping Pinnacle in this game. Bear with the big clear last period to kind of push it away from the net. And ultimately, Bear's been carrying the puck into the zone a lot. Fleming's been right there with it.
Thurian heads to the box. Pinnacle goes to the power play for the second time tonight. This is a big one for them.
That Pinnacle scores a goal here, you got a whole new ball game. We keep talking about it. All Pinnacle has to do is get one on the board, crack, wallet, and you're back in it.
First chance they get, they clear it with Parker Rydell.
Campo Verde's captain refusing to give anything to the Pinnacle Pioneers without making them work for it.
Papadatos into the circle, shooting, saved by Wiley. Popped up and loose at the side. Gleason. 30 seconds gone in the power play.
And that puck looked like it could have ended up in the net if it had just bounced off a Pinnacle Pioneer the correct way, and it didn't do that.
Another clear by Campo. And some pressure being laid on by Kraft.
Good hustle by Campo to chase the puck all the way down into the zone, even though they are up by 3 with 9 minutes left in the frame.
And another clear. Look, I mean, this penalty kill has been incredible.
Yeah, Campo Verde's penalty kill has been great, but so has, obviously, like we keep talking about, their offensive zone time. They're used to having the puck down in close to Stanger and making Stanger make saves on shots that they're taking.
Ubrig's shot. That's deflected here, sliding the other way. Short-handed for Campo. Sliding, and Smith, his pass was stopped off a stick. Ubrig to Gleason. Caught up along the wall. Back in front, picked off. Still loose, the shot goes wide.
Again, there's Bear trying to make a difference in this game for his team. Putting the puck towards the net, just a little wide of Wallet.
Gleason lays a hit, it gets cleared out. Sliding will be the first to the puck. Sliding, backhand, sliding to the net, he scores! Oh my, Deacon sliding. Oh.
Stanger saved it with the glove.
We saw the 6 rays.
Sliding thought he had it in the net, so did Dylan, but Stanger comes away from the crease, drops it out of the glove and shuts the door on sliding. Oh my goodness, what a save.
I think some of the Campo Verde players thought it was in too.
They all skated into the corner to celebrate with Schleiting, and Stanger just made sure to keep it out of the net.
James, I take full responsibility for that one.
That's your second mess up of the night, Dylan.
Second one, I'm not going to deny it. However, the stick lifts did throw me off.
That is true. Campo Verde now back to full strength. You're human, you're allowed to make mistakes.
Sliding, again. You know, we don't have a red light here.
We don't, that's true.
So that's a little bit of a...
or a horn.
Or a horn, right. So I go with the stick lift. If the sticks are in the air, I'm usually going goal.
I usually look for the ref's hand to go like in towards the net, but to each their own, though.
I have to change my strategy. Thankfully, it isn't a close 2-2 game in overtime.
I mean, again, all we've been talking about all night is Campo Verde's time in the zone, but again, that just goes to show that Stanger and Wallet are keeping it.
He does score this time. 5-1 Campo as Ruiz snipes.
That is the last time I talk about goaltending in this game, Dylan. Just an absolute rocket on a weak pass by Ruiz. He pulls it into himself and puts it in. The little heartbreaker celly like Patty Kane used to do back in the day as he skates past the Pinnacle stands.
I was just only a few seconds early. Simmons out of the net. Simmons puts it wide. Now we can see how this Campo Verde offense has made their money this year. Another shot goes high and wide.
And not a lot of attention has been paid to D3. There's not been a lot of games we've watched collectively here, Dylan, but we're kind of seeing a different Campo Verde team than what we put together on our note sheets. You know, we came into this game thinking Campo was going to be heavily penalized, but still have some good zone time, and Campo's been quite the opposite of the penalized, but the zone time has been more than spot on.
You got to talk about how good they've been disciplined. They haven't, really put themselves in any sort of bad situations. 2 penalties on the game.
And we've done a lot of poke funning at the way Wallet plays goalie, but clearly his way of playing is doing something.
Leeson, and he put it wide.
Another close-in opportunity, not able to be capitalized on.
6 minutes to go, we have another penalty. Sliding. Knocked off the puck by Almodovar. Wachowski tells him to look at the scoreboard.
Down in the corner, we don't have the replay of it, but down in the corner, Gleason got tied up with the Campo Verde Coyote. He was held. He didn't like that the ref didn't call it, so he held him back. And as the old adage goes, the ref always sees the second punch, so away goes Gleason for 2 more minutes. Tacked onto the penalty sheet in favor of Pinnacle. Holding the call on Gleason. He will sit for 2 minutes.
So Campo goes right back to the power play. 2 for 5 on the day. Fans are chanting one more. A shot goes in front. Short side on Stanger. Comes back in front. They score! Hawkins! That's number 6.
Ask and you shall receive. Hawkins just shoots the puck from the opposite side of the circle, and it ricochets off the side of the net. Sorry, but the ricochet off the side of the net gets the best of Stanger, and in the back of the net goes the 6th.
2-1 was the score after 2. And Campo is completely taken over.
Campo Verde's zone time has proven to be the thorn in the side of these Pinnacle Pioneers, Dylan.
Smith in front, still loose, as they're still hungry for another goal.
And there's something to be said to these head coaches for not pulling their goalies and changing out goalies. But again, another perfect example of how the penalties have come back to bite Pinnacle today.
It's been the penalties. It shortens the bench. It doesn't allow you to play 4 full lines. Landsteiner will shoot. It goes wide to the short side. Under 5 to go now. Glove down by Gleason, who comes out of the box after the goal. Kraft to Smith. Smith chases up to it, shoots. It goes high and wide.
The puck ricochets all the way back around, and Campo Verde, the beneficiary in the other side of the neutral zone. Just well-timed and good pursuit of the puck here by the Campo Verde Coyotes, Dylan.
And they haven't gotten full yet, James. They continue to come after it. They can taste the championship coming into their hands.
They say to stack the net as full as it'll go, and that's what Campo's trying to do here. You know, it's kind of funny. Head coach of the Campo Verde Coyotes, Mike Rydell, said that the skill level isn't even close to Minnesota, but here his team is putting up 6 on the number 2 ranked Pinnacle Pioneers in Division III, a team who has a couple guys who are listed as rostered for Division II who just won a title.
Coach Rydell is his first year coaching here in Arizona. And it was bad news in the Minnesota High School State Tournament. He had a friend who was an assistant coach over in Hermantown, but they lost in the semifinals in a very close game. It seems like he's going to be the friend to finish the job. Good forecheck by the Coyotes. Ruiz shoots, it goes high, and a save by Stanger.
Off the blocker there by Stanger.
Big shot, Williams, it goes just wide. Long pass for Ubrig, and Williams did a great job of coming back on it.
Campo Verde's been all over Pinnacle every time they've had the puck today. Drake all over the Pioneers, not letting them get much extension on the stick, let alone a shot off.
Williams does a great job of keeping it out of harm's way.
Almodovar hobbles to the bench.
Still can't clear it out. Pinnacle keeps it in along the outside. And now they will. And now another penalty. Schackert's going to go to the box. I didn't see it. It was behind the plate.
I did not see that either. Schackerт lays a hit. Yeah, Schackert lays a hit to the back. Lays a hit to the back of Palzer in the corner. Down goes Palzer. Into the box goes Schackert. 2 minutes. Again, one more time. Here's that replay. Schackert just hits Palzer at the wrong time.
Simmons shorthanded. Couldn't get around Papadatos.
More ways than one, they were shorthanded there.
They'll pick it up again. Under 2 to go now. Schackert's in the box for 2 minutes. Bear puts it deeper. And Simmons takes a hit. It's spun around.
Clean hit right in front of the ref, no call.
Off the stick of Simmons.
Plays it with a high stick in the neutral zone.
Papadatos can't connect on the pass, icing the call once again. 18, now a running clock. Due to it being a 5-goal game, a running clock.
Are we calling a baseball or hockey game here?
Fair question. That'd be a mercy rule.
I don't know, that play in the neutral zone on the puck had me thinking we're watching a baseball game.
Must be watching the World Baseball Classic over at Chase Field.
Apparently, which I believe today the USA played Mexico.
Yeah, they lost.
If I remember, they did lose.
It's a good time over there, packed house.
Shout out my friend Preston Grace who was there for it. Very cool experience from what it looks like.
Maybe the only time I've seen Chase Field packed. Pinnacle comes the other way. Under a minute now. Campo can taste it. Rydell trying to carry it out. Brenner right back in. Now with 20 out of the box comes Shackert. And now with 10. Marlette was awesome. And now the countdown. D3 goes to Campo Verde in 2023. A 6-1 final score. Campo Verde collects the Division III title.
And Dylan, again, this game was just like the Division II title. Pinnacle beat themselves, after Mountain Ridge beat themselves in the D2 title. Pinnacle won. Here, Pinnacle beats themselves, and Campo Verde is a heavy beneficiary. We got to the point where we had a running clock in this game, 6-1.
They just turned it on in the third.
They definitely did.
So both teams will get medals. We'll do a little post game. And of course, another mini Stanley Cup handed out.
Gosh, I love those things.
And the MVP stick.
Which may quite literally be a Vesna. And again, just good to see Ken DeLauro back out on the ice celebrating with his team. Sure, he's got his arm slinged, but that hit he took was nasty. We're going to hope he's okay.
Absolutely, and for all they can do, his teammates paid up for it.
They definitely did.
President Kenny McGinley out, doing the honors.
Campo Verde, I cannot think of a better way to cap off a storybook season. 14-4-2, number 1 in Division III in the regular season. And really just an all-around effort here tonight, Dylan.
It was a team effort. It wasn't one player. It wasn't one line. It was, as Coach Rydell said, everyone doing everything. I like the makeshift cast for Ken DeLauro.
It's a good look. Wear those hats proudly tomorrow, boys. You earned them. Dylan, how do we get us one of those hats?
See if we have any eligibility in high school, and then get some skates on and see if we can compete out there.
I don't know about you, but I graduated in 2020. I don't know.
I'm the same with you.
Yeah. All right. Maybe next time.
Listen, James, you ever want to go out there and go coach?
That's true. But then who's going to do this with you?
That's a good point. That's a good point. So we'll do our medals. Pinnacle starts it off, saying the runner-up, medals, and then Campo Verde will get there.
Medals, and then the Stanley Cup.
players going over to Campo Verde and shaking their hands, giving them congratulations. That's what it's all about.
It definitely is what it's all about. Again, we talked a lot today about adversity, Dylan, but more importantly, it's about friendship and sportsmanship. It was a good game to watch. Thoroughly enjoyed calling it with you. I had a good day today. Good teammates playing with each other. It's just about playing for, the name on the front, not the name on the back, right?
Absolutely.
Almodovar still hobbling as he skates back to his blue line.
Got a full off season to recover, all of them do. And they need it. Been playing hockey ever since August. Or even sooner with July with preseason and everything. Of course, if they play travel too. It's been a long season and now it's time. Take a little deep breath. Get your energy back.
Yeah, relax. Yep.
I think get ready for next year.
Yep. Look, again, there's so many storylines we could tell in this game. Storylines we can talk about in this game on the negative, but let's talk about the positive. Ben Stanger is the best goaltending battle to the last one in this game.
The score does not reflect how great both goaltenders play.
The amount of stops that were made, again, both ways the same way it worked in the D2 championship. Brady Babcock didn't hang his head on how many goals he let in, he hang his head on how many shots he blocked. That's the stat that matters in this game, for both games.
Stanger made some stops that I've never seen before.
No. I've been watching hockey for a long time, and I might believe it.
I'm
going to go with Connor on the list.
He was great tonight.
Fantastic.
And the funniest thing is that Campo had 6 goals by 6 different players.
Really?
When you talk about Rydell, Smith, Simmons, Schneider, Ruiz, and Hawkins. The depth of this Campo team. Who was one of the best players on the ice tonight.
That was who we started out talking about, was Schleiding, because I couldn't pronounce his name. We started talking about him. But you know what?
He got on the score sheet and plenty of assists.
And Hanks, he's good.
Behind the mask, my man Randy, giving out the MVP stick. MVP of the Division III Championship. One of the few that can get on the score sheet goal-wise for Campo, but he gets the MVP. He did so last game in a hat trick in 26 seconds.
And you know what? Good for him.
And now Campo gets the cup. Can't party too hard. They got school tomorrow.
They can't party at all, Dylan. There you see Campo skating over to what can only be assumed to be the Campo Verde student section. Players in all different kinds of jerseys, green and white alike. John Rucka, playoff MVP, 3 goals in 26 seconds in the last game like we talked about. Dylan, I still don't believe it.
I need to see footage of that.
I do too.
If we were here, we would stream it. Pinnacle with a great season for D3. No matter the result, they had an incredible year. Campo just a little bit better today.
And you know what? The great thing about D3 is there's nowhere to go but up. A lot of those players have a lot of talent that sharpening it through the offseason will land them in D2. That's going to be a group to watch.
Absolutely. So we'll wrap it up here from the Ice Den in Scottsdale. Back-to-back games. James, thanks for joining me today. Had a great time.
Appreciate you for having me. I had a blast.
Here on
Special
the
thank
AHSHA
you.
YouTube page. D2 champions named Pinnacle. D3 champions named Campo Verde. JV champions named Desert Vista. As we sign off here, Dylan Pescator as always, James Mackey. Special thanks to our man Ben running the streams, a genius as always. And we sign off here from the Ice Den.